ticks and it starts to crash, while it's thinner than a broken glass. Market moves got me feeling wild, swinging harder than a rocket child. Picking up buys like a trader around, praying profits ain't reviled. A puzzle complex, trading daily, keeping us perplexed. Riding waves like future specs. Gotta calm down, no pretext. Market moves got me feeling wild, swinging harder than a rocket child. Picking up buys like a trader around, playing profits ain't reviled. Highs and lows, gotta keep my cool. Can't let fear or greed overrule. Every pick like a precious jewel. No big fool, we ain't in school. Oh, market moves got me feeling wild. Bought some shares in a flash, high hopes in a mighty dash. Stock ticks and it starts to crash, while it's thinner than a broken glass. Market moves got me feeling wild, swinging harder than a rocket child. Picking up buys like a trader around, praying profits ain't reviled. Charts like a puzzle complex, trading daily, keeping us perplexed. Riding waves like future specs. Gotta calm down, no pretext. Market moves got me feeling wild, swinging harder than a rocket child. Picking up buys like a trader around, playing profits ain't reviled. Highs and lows, gotta keep my cool. Can't let fear or greed overrule. Every pick like a precious jewel. No big fool, we ain't in school. Oh, market moves got me feeling wild. Bought some shares in a flash, high hopes in a mighty dash. Stock ticks and it starts to crash, while it's thinner than a broken glass. Market moves got me feeling wild, swinging harder than a rocket child. Picking up
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me see if I can go this way. Yeah, let's go this way. Um, Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? We're doing great here. This is my second account, right? The first account I left you guys, it was like remember I brought it back to 52 and I took it now to like 52,200. Now I'm going to work this account, which started at 50. I think I left it at 5,700 yesterday. And I've been working this account. So now we're 51,100. Let's work this account. I got a really, really, really cool trick for turn trades. So turn trades are revert trades that are going against trend. And I figured out where I was going wrong with with these things jumping in a little too early. Here's the key thing to make the turn trade more accurate. Because remember, trend trades are super accurate, right? But turn trades were a little difficult because I was getting stopped out a lot on fake reversals. So I realized you need three. So we're now in a negative reversal. We're in a negative trend, right? So we're in a downtrend. You need three consecutive greens to give you confidence that it's a turn. So in this particular case, 1, 2, 3, boom, that trade worked really nicely. 1, 2, 3, this one didn't quite work, but it was better than nothing. 1, 2, 3, boom, this is the trade. You're not late on the third. You're just in the right position. Because when you're taking the first green on these turns, very often you're getting faked out on the reversal. So it's kind of really interesting. The other thought I had was a very, very intelligent way to sort of understand dots is simply through supply-demand paradigm or supply-demand model. What I mean by this is if you think about the red dots are just supply, whether they're above the trend or below trend, they're just supply is coming in, and green dots are demand. If you kind of think of them in those terms, you kind of I think you have a chance of removing yourself emotionally from, oh, I was right on the trade, I was wrong on the trade. You just demand disappears or supply disappears when you're wrong. But the whole point is to try to trade always with a dominant price action on the chart. So obviously the most dominant price action on the chart is when you have overall supply, which means short term over long term, right? Blue underneath the red, and then you have near term supply where you have the reds coming in, right? So that's like a super easy way of thinking supply and demand. That's really true supply and demand, in my opinion. None of the bullshit where people create little fake lines on the chart pretending that something 5,000 years ago was actually legitimate today, because we know that 5,000 seconds ago doesn't fucking matter in the stock market, right? So it's the most immediate supply and demand. That's what the dots are all about. If you think of them in those terms, in purely economic auction theory terms, it really becomes so much more intelligent and easier to trade the dots, right? Everybody vibing me on that? Good morning, everybody. I'm jumping in right into thoughts and patterns, but that's because this is what drove me from 700 to 1,100 today. I took $400 profit over the last couple of hours just focusing on that paradigm. I'm going to trade supply and demand. And I'm only going to trade counter demand. So this is demand against the big supply only when I have like 3 or more confirms. So we're actually close, right? I got 2 dots. I need one more dot to kind of confirm to me that this is demand is coming into the market. And we take that trade. Does that make sense to everybody? Everybody vibing me on this? Give me a yes. Give me a no. Give me I don't know what the fuck you're talking about because I'm new in the room. Who's new in the room today? Newbies, say hi to me. And if you already said hi to me as a newbie, it doesn't count. I want true virgins. I want true people who are never been there. KP, you've been in the room for like a month already. You're practically a veteran. Say hi to me. Oh, you're saying yes. Okay, you guys are all saying yes to me. That makes sense. So it's kind of cool, right? To think that way. Jordy, where are you from, Jordy? Steven and Major. Major, is that your first name, Major? Joseph, good morning. Rodney, so nice to see you. Catalonia. Oh my goodness. How are you surviving? Is the Jordy? Tell us all about the blackout. How are you doing there? I hear the electricity is all back, right? So you guys are back in business. What a crazy day for you guys yesterday. Thank God nobody really got hurt. I'm talking about. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. The massive blackout in Spain, Portugal, and southern France, which nobody still knows to this day what the fuck happened. Uh, all the explanations, it seem really suspect to me. Like, change in weather. Like, seriously, there was no change in weather all across Spain. All of a sudden, you had this massive drop off. But that was crazy. Going. How are you? Nice to see you. Rodney, Yosef, where are you from? And Major, where are you from? Let me know. Who else is from Spain or Portugal or France who survived the blackout yesterday? Give us a shout out. Okay, so 3 greens. Let's get interested. We're gonna do my usual thing, which we're gonna go buy one, and if in 30 seconds the green holds, I'm gonna add to that position. The stop is gonna be like basically underneath here, somewhere around here, right? We'll worry about the target in just a second. Let's just see if we can pile into the trade. If the trade stays green, 13 seconds left, we'll see if we can take it up a little bit and run it a little bit. 654. Got to hold the green, so let's make sure demand still stays in place. All right, 1, 2, adding. All right, I'm long 2. Pretty much staying underneath here. Now we're going to move our targets. See if we can make those targets somewhere around here. Just it's very, very, very auto fits. Here we go. I want to move these targets a little tighter. Let's see if we can move this trade. So this is basically a turn trade, right? Market kind of showing us the found demand. Market sold off hard on Amazon, basically showing how much tariffs are going to really affect their cost. I think Trump administration, Caroline Levitt came out saying that it's not nice that they're saying all these negative things. It's interesting. I'm kind of fascinated with what's going on right now with everything geopolitically, because it's about as clear as mud as to I know the conventional wisdom is that in June we start the recession of all recessions, but as I said, I was old enough to remember when conventional wisdom was that we're 100% certain we're going to have a recession in 2023. So, expert opinion, I'm just thinking, like in New York, we have this expression saying, well, never mind. I don't want to get crude, but Oregon. Oh wow. Nice, Joseph. Nice. A lot of people are up early today, right? Wow. So anyways, we have Mr. Softy and I think Amazon reporting today, or one of the other. Yeah, I think Amazon is Microsoft and Amazon, I think, are reporting today. So it'll be interesting to see just sort of what they say, going forward, where they see demand, all of that stuff. There's no doubt, I think the economy is starting to slow down. There's no doubt consumer sentiment is getting soured on all this stuff. But whether that's going to tip us into a recession is still an open question, right? But generally, I mean, like you see this trading the turn right now is a difficult game. With this trade probably not going to work, even though I gave it the best possible shot with 3 dots, only because the dominant trend right now in the market very much is supply. We're trading very tight ranges, but it's still the trend is still to the dominant side. Kind of everything's selling off risk. What's interesting, by the way, is gold is really selling off hard. It's down 75 basis points. We'll take a look at that chart too. But the cool thing about the way we're trading is we don't need much, to operate. We're like little parasites that feed off the beast, right? We don't need the beast to really move a lot for us to extract our P&L. So here we go. Let's see if we can just turn this around. Come on, baby. Come on. What time is it? We got 5 minutes. All right. You know what? I'll take the small $30 win. It's more to kind of show you that the 3 dots on the reverse is really where you want to be. You don't want to be on the first or the second. You want to give yourself. It's better to be late and correct than early and wrong in these trades, right? Because if you get even this wasn't fully extended to the target, but you can see how demand really did materialize a little bit. We're just trying to get in front of demand and get in front of supply as quickly as possible. And because of that, this is the beautiful thing about scalping, the beautiful thing about BFF Indicator, the great thing about us trading live every single day is we don't need to be geopolitically correct. We don't need to have a correct macro call. We can operate even inside of noise as long as we have just enough room to operate, right? We're working small time frames. We're just extracting what we can while the price action takes place. And if it catches a big move, we can try to catch that move. It's always useful. Yeah, Somewhere says there's news at 10:30, but that's from here to there. It's a long time. Let's take a look at. I actually want to look at gold today because I did trade gold a little bit today too. So gold actually is sort of net positive, right? Because look at this. Blue is above the red. Here, in this condition, we actually only need just one single green dot, one demand dot, because we are effectively net positive, the short over the long run, for us to make it a viable trade. So we'll go into gold. Let's see if we can if we get we're getting a buy signal in gold. 37 seconds left. At around 30, I'll take my first position, and if it here we go. And if it holds yellow or green, in this case, it's holding yellow because it's giving us not only a green buy signal, but an actual trend buy signal. So if this kind of holds, we'll add to the position. Stop is pretty much right, correctly right underneath the swing low. Let's see what it does. Oops, and now it might be going away. Let's see. We've got to let this candle complete totally. 3, 2, 1. All right, completes totally. I'm adding. Now I'm gonna put my target somewhere like around here. Let's see if I can. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, nice. That was nice. You see how much momentum that is? So there are 2 tricks that I do over and over again that have really made a huge difference, right? Huge difference. You guys see this, you see this alive. Marianne, we're trading only 2 things as always, trading gold and NASDAQ, baby. That's all we do. Gold and NASDAQ. We keep it simple. Kansas City, Major, I figured you'd be somewhere from the middle of the country. Not too many guys in New York named Major, or LA for that matter. So 2 tricks I do. And the second one that you just saw right now has made the huge difference in running our P&L, right? So the BFF indicator, which is really cool, right? It's the proprietary indicator that I developed. And if you guys want it and like it, let me just put my little add on here for a second. This is the indicator we use for trading all of my prop accounts, but it's also completely and totally tradable for your own personal accounts. And when you trade with me tonight, I will have the MT4, MT5 version, which will let you trade on MetaTrader 5 if you're a CFD trader. But anyways, all of that is just a long-winded way of saying it's part of my best trading bundle, which is what I wanted to show you. I decided that I'm no longer going to just simply give you sample sizes of this shit for a month or anything else. It's not worth your time, not worth our time. I mean, you're welcome to do it, but it's idiotic. You really, really want to learn to trade the way I do. Take 6 months, get a full package. it costs you literally nothing in terms of the cost over 6 months. I think it's because I'm not only going to give you the full package. I'm going to give you all of Kathy's Forex trades if you want to trade hers and her zip indicator. Give you all my coaching. Give you the fundamental toolbox and the fast trackers. None of the shit that we even do in live here. All of this totally in the BK room. But I'm also going to give you 3 free Apex prop accounts. I will literally subsidize your purchase of all those 3 into 0. So whole deal. I'm going to put the link in here. If you guys want it, come get it. Everybody who's bought this, and I've like sent out thousands of dollars of free accounts over the last couple of weeks, has been super happy. And we haven't even started like the full coaching session because I'm just waiting for the wealth charts to come in. So I wanted to kind of, show this to you as the key to what we do. But what I do here in terms of, oops, let me get rid of this, go back to the charts. What I do here in terms of BFF, after having developed it over years and years and years, is 2 things. Number one, obviously the BFF signals are excellent. So I trade literally the most basic version of it. There's, by the way, if you want to know what BFF does in its full format, I created all the free, in our free community part, 4K videos, 5 4K videos that go step by step into every single strategy this thing trades. And there's a huge amount behind the very, very simple thing that I do with you guys in live. But I don't need anything more than just the most basic version of what I do. So the key thing is I primarily try to trade with trend, right? Meaning that if the move, like right now, if the blue is above the red, that's positive trend. I want to take those positive signals. Number one. Number two, and this is the thing that I was talking to Tom Basso, who's a market wizard yesterday. We're doing an interview with him. And, we're talking about like all the great traders of the world, like Soros and Druckenmiller and everybody else. And he himself, even him, because I was deconstructing his strategy. Every great trader in the world basically does this, which it took me so many years to kind of figure this out. It's almost zero value to what your win rate is. Like how much, whether you're 80% accurate, 70% accurate, 20% accurate, it almost doesn't matter in the greater scheme of things. The only thing that matters when you're trading properly is how big your size is when you're winning, how small your size is when you're losing. Like sizing is literally the that's what I'm looking for. Sort of like the magic pill is the true holy grail of trading, which took me so long to figure out. And the hardest part of that whole idea is to add to winners, which is like for a person like me who has zero patience, likes really, really high frequency trades, likes high probability trades, all of that stuff, which many of you I'm sure share personality wise, was very, very difficult for me to do. So the idea of like taking the first trade, and if it's confirmed by the dot, taking the second trade, that is literally my version of adding to the winners, has made a huge difference. Because you can see when it runs, you're basically twice as large on the winners, half as wrong on the losers. Because if it doesn't materialize, you only have half a position on and kind of let it run. And so adding to winners, very, very hard. But in the way that I do it is pretty easy for me, because I do an anticipatory trade like just before the candle closes. And if the candle closes, I add to that position because that gives me the confirmation. So that's like been the single greatest improvement in our day trading. And you can see the results. I mean, I've been just running, these things started, like this started on Friday. Where are we at? Tuesday, right? 50,000 on Friday. I'm running it super tight. And I mean, I can show you the, let me show you the, I think I can I can do a double login. Hang on a second. So where am I? Okay. I'll show, because the great thing about Tradeovate has really good analytics. So I can show you the analytics. Wait, is this the right one? Yeah, it's the right one. Reports. Go. This is today's reports, but let's do it from like last week. I just want to show you. So just look at, look what I'm doing. Look how tight it is. Like the single most important thing is drawdown. Is that right? That can't be right. That's bullshit. That can't be right. That's got to be. Oh, this is just last week. Sorry. No. I know what I want. I want to do custom date, which is. No, sorry, guys. I just want to. Custom date, I guess 420 to. This is custom range. No, how do I do this? Fuck. This month. Okay, let's just do this month. This month, that's what I want to do. Okay, so this month, just kind of show you. So this is when I'm looking at reports. The most important thing I want to see is max drawdown to max run up, right? If this is equal, I'm doing well. If this is better than this, I'm doing pretty well. If this is twice as large, which is almost is, you're doing really, really well. That's literally, that's really the most important thing you want to look at. That's kind of the classic, you lose half as much as you make twice as much. If I can keep this pace, if this is the single most important statistic in trading, if I can maintain that statistic, I'm doing really, really well. Just kind of wanted to show this to you. This is off this one. I think we can look at the. Let me see if we can look at the other one. I don't know if the 69 is going to be as good in numbers, but let's just take a look at that. Let's go this month. Oh yeah, wow, that's really, really good. I'm really surprised. Holy shit, I really kept the risk tight. Look at that, 830 drawdown against 2900 run up. That's really pretty good. Wow. I didn't realize I kept the risk that tight. But that's the other thing. So the reason why I keep risk tight is because I've been trading very, very small size. My initial size is always super small, right? So those are kind of, I think, the most important thing. Small size, double up only when you have confirmation. Try to trade with trend. And when you're trading counter trend, have at least 3 dots your way, three demand dots or 3 supply dots your way before you consider a counter trend trade. All those 3 things is incremental, tiny little changes makes massive difference in being able to run these P&Ls. Hopefully to target, and then as I said, I'm going to run these 2 to target. That will put us into 3 funded 150 to 250s, and then we'll probably try to trade. Then I think actually, then the other thing is, hopefully wealth charts will be ready. I can't, again, guys, I'm just waiting for Rob. So don't yell at me. As soon as Rob gives me the green light, we'll go to wealth charts, and then we'll try to run a couple of wealth charts into funded, and then we'll just trade everything, everything on the funded side going forward. TS says he holds losers longer than winners too. So the other thing is, in this particular way that I'm trading, there's no such thing as holding it longer or shorter. Remember, I am trading chart points. Like there is no, you see my stops. They're not like they're not field stops. They are hard. Like if I'm long here, the stop is underneath here. There's nothing subjective about where I should be putting my stops. They are within a few pips or a few ticks of whatever candle low or swing low I'm in, right? And that makes perfect sense. It's either gonna, even if it stops me out and goes back up the other way, that's fine. That's fine. 1 out of 10 trades is going to do that. Maybe even 2 out of 10 trades is going to do it. I don't give a shit. The point is that your stops should be at the point where the trade, where demand disappears or supply disappears. Somebody took out that demand, somebody took out that supply. Once you start thinking in those terms, it becomes very, very easy, and you're not holding for hope, right? Kathy had like this. Jesus Christ, she had this great quote, which now I got to go find it. Hold on a second. Now I'm totally. Bear with me a sec, guys. Where did she put this quote? Now we'd have to go off screen and go find it. Hang on a second, guys. It was so good. It was like all about. All right, whatever. I can't find it. It's far away, but I'll let you guys know when I can get it. Yeah, Sweetwater says he takes partials on winners. That's also a really, really good strategy to do. It's a lot of it depends. Like for example, Sweetwater trades in some ways much better than I do because he will enter here and just hold it for 100 points instead of 20 points, and give up a third, and a third, which is a really, really good way of trading. That goes back to what we talked about yesterday, which I didn't get a chance to poll you guys in, but let's poll it today. We have a little bit of time here. Let's do a poll. Let's be very honest. As many of you guys as possible vote on this. This is the single most important question in trading, and it has nothing to do with trading. But the way you answer that question will determine how you should be trading. So answer that question for the poll with me. Let's see how many of you guys there. I am clearly impatient. I'm clearly impatient. Really, that's interesting you say that because I've actually found it to be super fast, and they mark it on the chart. I don't know. I'll see because my experience has been just quite good with it. Maybe especially on the Apex. I don't know if you're trading it through Apex, but through Apex has been super fast. Are you going to practice on trading until wealth charges up? Hopefully that would give my 50 or so trades if price. You mean like just practicing on paper trading account? Is that what you're saying? That's fine too. What's Fabio? I'm using no trading mode, my friend. I mean, I'm using turn trend as a kind of a original mode. But what I'm really doing is I go in here and I'm choosing show stop and target lines for dots only. I'm basically suppressing all other strategies and just trading dot mode only. This is just basically dot mode only. That's all I'm doing on this. So where are we? What's we have news coming up, right? Let's see what we got here at 10 o'clock. Consumer confidence jolts. Let's see how that is. I mean, that probably is going to be pretty bad, but we'll see. We'll see if that has any impact. What we see right now in NASDAQ, just on a purely price action, is a negative trend, but we've had positive demand. We traded this, three dots positive demand trade. It's still staying positive demand trade, and we'll see how it goes going forward. On gold, so this is a very, very small positive demand structure. So blue against the green, right? And nothing much really going on. Like gold is very, very choppy. And when you're around these choppy areas, all the more reason to not commit to every single counter trend trade. Like right now, yes, I know it's very tempting to trade this counter trend to the downside, but it could just as easily come back up and rip you another one to the upside. Or if this is a true downtrend, the whole trend is going to turn down. Gold generally, as you can see, is just been very, very flat. Gold has been a super tough trade since 5 o'clock in the morning. It's been very hard to make. I've managed to just squeeze out some profits in gold by basically staying to trend. So just shorting the first supply dot, the first red dot on the trend, and then only waiting super patiently when I have the three dots against me to do quick reversal trades. That's been very, very useful, even in this miserably choppy trend market. When did I use turn? When did I use trend? I actually don't use either one of them. But if you go to my videos, you can see I tell you exactly when you should be using them. See, I literally just scalp. I do like I don't even do strategies. I just do the most basic signals and refine, because what I'm showing you here is just my pure scalping approach, which is, hey, number one, let's try to trade with trend when we can. Number two, double up when you get the confirm on the move. Number 3, trade small. Number 4, if you're going to trade counter trend, wait for about at least three dots, in your direction before you're willing to take a counter trend trade. All the videos are in community in day trading course, Tom. I just put them up. I literally put up an announcement over the weekend. And for everybody who wants to view them, just go join our community. And bring all your friends. Literally, we started this, I think 3 weeks ago. We're up to 4,000 people in this community, totally free. Get your asses in there. Kathy puts out a huge amount of videos and information there. I put out some stuff, and there's a whole bunch of free courses that we make available to you, as well as all sorts of free PDF downloads. It's just a ton of really good stuff in there. You can always ask us questions. You can always deal with us. So it's really, really useful. Bring every friend you know. Anybody who's even remotely interested in trading, get them into the community. The reason we did this is because it is the only place on the internet where nobody's going to scam you off. I say this, I'm probably, it's going to be my doomsday, but it's a private, gated community. It's not Discord. It's not Telegram. It's not WhatsApp. You're not going to get solicited by scummy people who are like, hey, I'm Boris and I have a crypto account. Give me some money. Okay. Just not going to happen. It's fully gated. That's why we love it. It's mobile and web-based, fully gated. If somebody even sneezes the wrong way, I blow them out right away. So I'm like Tom Homan. There was an A-bot in the community on the weekend. Anybody sees an A-bot or anything else, just let me know. I will blow them out, faster than they can scream. Just anybody comes to you in the community asking any bullshit question, just anybody even chats you up, don't immediately, if unsolicited chats, let me know who that is. They're going to be gone and they can never come back. I'm not using turn, Tom. Not the way turn itself. You see, this is turn trend, right? This is turn trend. I don't have any. I'm not waiting for turn trend signals. I'm just trading dots. Psychology videos are really great. Thank you so much. Those are really good too. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of psychology videos that I also made. There's like literally, I think, 10 hours worth of free education all shot in 4K video. So it's really, really sharp. You can really see it. The Discord replacement, Sandy, is the community. Dude, man, what am I talking about? I'm just saying this 1,000 times. Here, Sandy, you better join this. If you're not part of it, better get your ass in there. But the Discord is the community. If you want to do like chats, you can post questions in the community, or Kathy has a VIP Telegram channel, and you can you just ask her for the VIP Telegram channel, and you can talk there as well. But generally, I mean, that's the whole idea, is just keep everybody keep everybody safe and secure. Either one, my friend. You want it to be wealth charts? You got it. You want it to be Tradeovate? Whatever you want, Nico. I give you three. I give you three 50K accounts. It's got to be 50K accounts. I'll give them to you. If you get the deal, let me just give you the deal again. But whatever you want, I'm totally flex. You can use it for either one. Obviously, use it with our limit. So the other thing is, let me just give you the Apex discount. Make sure you use the discount so you get the full discount for all of this stuff. I'm giving you the Apex discount too. Our friends at Apex and our friends at Wealth Charts have been very, very good. I really love them as partners. Oh shit! Did I not? Where's the Apex? Hold on a second. Here's the discount. Okay, sorry. Here's a discount. Gold appears to be getting, Craig, what are you telling me? Gold appears to be getting to resistance point. Do you trade with more caution around this time? Let's see. I got gold is actually look, gold is just negative bid right now, right? Gold is having a hard time clearing that 350. it's probably just, doing its usual digestion. We haven't looked. I mean, we can easily look. Let's just do a duplicate on this. Let's go look at a much longer term chart of gold, just for shits and giggles. Let's go big here, and even on the hourly. Let's just look at gold on the hourly. So we had that peak at 3,500, right? And then it's just been consolidation around the 3,300. So this is just chopped. Like, honestly, there's no, from here, you're not going to be able to tell what it wants to go. It looks like it's just basing. It looks like it's basing at this 3,300. But if we start losing, like basically at 3,250, we start breaking down 3,250. That's very likely suggesting we're gonna have more downside price action. But right now, it's just completely neutral. And as I was saying, for us, we just try to operate inside that that range zone to do it well. Yeah, that's fine. You can get more. I mean, the whole idea is, Nico, you see I trade with multiple accounts. The whole idea is that's why I'm giving you 3, because I'm encouraging you to trade multiple accounts, multiple approaches, or just simply long in one account, short in the other account, whatever you want to do. But I'm a huge believer in having, lots of different accounts at the same time. There's a lot of, like Tom Basso was talking to me yesterday about, he was saying something really interesting. He said that he encourages people to do 1,000 trades before they even do any kind of analysis on their strategy. And he says that's not a function of like he need 1,000 samples statistically. It's that if you do 1,000 trades, you're going to get into a mindset where no single trade matters, right? No single trade is going to, it's like the more reps you do, the more immune you're going to be to various stop losses. And you're not going to let one single trade determine the success or failure of your trading journey, right? Which I thought was it's a really interesting psychological trick. But then, I thought about why do I do multiple accounts? And it's for the same reason. If I'm doing, if one account is just not working, right? You don't try to beat the shit out of that account until it goes to 0. You simply leave that account. You go to the other account, and maybe go the other way. Maybe go trend way, or if the counter trend trades are not working, you can go to the other account and try trend trades. It gives you a massive relief valve. Like, it's not like, honestly, the 69 account, which is at 52, right? It's not like it wasn't working, but it was. I was going up and down. You saw me yesterday. I made a couple of just dumb errors, and I was like, what? I'm going to take a break from this, and I went to 71. Just the physical act of going to a different account will really clear your head. It's exactly what you need, and most people don't have that because they're trading one single account. They're just beating that account to death. That's really what happens. You don't have a way to step away and start fresh. So that's why I really like having, aside from all the other reasons why you want to have multiple accounts, that's a really good reason to have it. Gavilan, it absolutely up to you. Like, this is 3 days worth of trading on my part. Generally, the rule of thumb is in the past, and of course, it all depends on the individual and what you're doing. Our pass rate has been between 65 to 70% versus the industry pass rate of around 4.5%. So people who are doing, the right approach, small sizing, figuring out a way to trade that makes sense to them, have all been passing really, really well. I'm happy to, there's lots of people in the room who've passed. Plus, Apex is very, very generous with their rules. They'll let you pass on one day if you do well. So this thing, there's like 100 different ways to pass, and that's what we talk about in coaching, about all sorts of different approaches to that. But it's been really, really good so far. So what time is it? It's 5 to the event, right? We're just waiting for the event. Again, so here's old Boris would have been, let me take this green dot, let me trade this turn. New Boris is just going to be very, very careful and not try to trade every single reversal turn here. I'm going to wait for 3 dots. I either get it, I don't get it. Gold is just choppy as fuck. There's no reason to commit either way. NASDAQ is also kind of choppy, but NASDAQ here, this is what we talked about the idea. You see, look at this. 1, 2, 3. We really created a full turn now, right? Now, the only problem is I really don't want to take this trade. If I get a sell signal, you see the sell signal? I'm kind of, the biggest problem is that I'm 5 minutes in front of news. I'm it's tempting to want to take it. Maybe we'll just take one small size. Let's just take a small size. Well, first of all, let's wait. If I'm going to take only one unit, let's make sure that I actually have a sell signal. I don't have a sell signal. You see that? So that's another good reason. Like you can trade small size for when there's a little bit more volatility in front of you. And so this kept me out of it. This kept me out of a dumb trade, which is great. Just kept me out of an unnecessarily stupid trade. I'm on the hourly. I'm on the 2 minute. I'm on a 2 minute. I was on the hourly before. I'll get rid of the hourly. This is the hourly. I'm on a 2 minute, guys, right? What are you talking about? I'm on a 2 minute. We get this question every single session. So Steve, what I do is you can see the indicator itself spits out stops and targets, right? This gives you a stop of 20 points, and you can create your own targets. The targets are based upon percent of risk. So in this case, it's half risk, and the second target is 1.5 times risk, right? When we do dots, it only gives me the first target. It does when I'm trying to do like actual strategy trades, it will give me target 1, target 2. So the indicator provides suggested retail pricing, suggested targets and stops, right? What we do, because every single suggestion is unique, every single target and stop is unique because it's contingent upon the actual candle that's being created by the market. That's what makes the trading so good. We're completely in sync with the actual price action of the market. We don't impose our own stops and targets on it. What we do is I just have like a wide 100 tick stop, 100 tick target bracket, which was what puts me into the market. And what that is just a massive. If it goes my way super fast, I make a huge profit. If it drops really quickly, I have an emergency stop. But what 99% of the time happens is I'm in that trade with this wide bracket, as you can see, and then I'm moving those brackets to adjust to the reality on the chart. So what I do is I have a generic stop and target, which is then adjusted every single time I make a trade. That's what we do. That's a little different also. And it's very, very easy to do with the indicator and with the way this because it's just drag and drop. Once everything is pre-configured, and then I'm just dragging and dropping using the indicator itself as my guidepost. That's what makes the indicator so cool. Now, targets are not ATR based. They are actually risk based. It was actually interesting. I was having this conversation with Tom yesterday. I am like, my risk has no derivative in it. What I mean by that is it's pure candle low, candle high, right? Like I am not applying anything against it. No standard deviations, nothing, derivative in the price action. It's as pure, it's as pretty much to the primary risk value as possible. So that's what we do. Honestly, you could. I'd never do it. I've never done it, but you could absolutely adapt it. I mean, there's a lot of people in the room who use it for swing trading, and you can ask them, for different ways. Like Sweetwater does it a lot. So yeah, absolutely. All right. So now I'm in real pickle because I can't really. I should not take this trade because now I'm literally 30 seconds to the news. It's a sell signal, but it's in front of news. It's probably going to work like a charm, but I'm not going to take it just because it's just bad practice, right? Much as it's tempting as it is to do. So now we're going to have the news coming out. Let's see with consumer confidence what jolts are doing. 15 seconds left to the news event, but just not worth it. I mean, like, yes, it's probably going to be a winning trade if you get short here, but I don't care. All right, here's and see, it was a winning trade. It dropped like a stone. I kind of knew it was going to be shitty, and maybe if I wasn't in front of you guys and trying to teach you good habits, I would have done this. But it's still a good habit not to do it. So jolts are 19. So job openings contract. Consumer confidence slightly lower. Really, really just dropping. I mean, the tariff thing is just destroying everything here right now. Sweetwater says something interesting. He says, actually have on even it pairs just to have to have wider stops and more patience. Yeah. Hey, feel free to post your thoughts in community, Sweetwater, and just you can post charts. You can do anything you like, just like Miguel does. If you want to share your approach to how you do it. I think you could actually, you frankly could even do a video and post it up there as well. So if you like it, good on. Yeah. TS, good habits are hard to find unless you're a nun. I'm not so sure the nuns have good habits, my friend. All my Catholic friends, tell me all the horror stories about how the nuns used to beat them up. So I don't know what good habits they have. So you guys having fun? We're cranking away. Not too many. It's frankly, it's churn city today. I mean, and it's good that I'm not really, I'm picking and choosing whatever is available to us, and not much is available to us, right? So where are we at now? Okay, here's gold. We actually have a supply. Oop, is it a supply? Nope, it went away. Look at that. That was super fast. There was a red dot that went away, so it's not a trade. I don't have a trade, right? Now I have possible, supply dot shaping, but I got a minute 49 to go. So let's see. Gold kind of, I don't know. Gold is just gold is no longer like fundamentally driven. It's clearly having some profit taking flows here, because negative consumer sentiment. I guess negative consumer sentiment almost screams that the Fed has to cut rates, which is positive gold. But gold is just not acting this way because I think the profit taking waves completely overwhelming any kind of positive momentum on gold right now. Okay, guys. So let's see what MNQ is doing. Oh, we haven't even looked at the S&P. Let's see what the S&P is doing with itself. S&P also negative bid, meaning that, short against long-term, but crawling back up. Are we going to turn positive? Is the market going to have some hope today? Now I got to go find, this drives me crazy. I got to go find that quote. Just hang on a second, guys. I think I can find it from Kathy's thing. Where did she give it to me? Oh, no. Was it in Canada? Hang on. I got to go find this now. I'm obsessed with this quote. Well, where's this quote? This is it. Oh, this is a very, very Kathy. I got to show this to you. This is out of our presentation this Saturday. This is her quote. You'll stop hurting when you stop hoping. This is super, super Kathy. You guys see it? Let me see if I make sure you guys, am I showing this to you? Let's see if you guys see it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. You'll stop hurting when you stop hoping. It's just that is my partner in a nutshell. Zero zero, zero fucks given. But anyways, Oh, one thing I wanted to share with you today on my feed, which is kind of cool, or just sort of amusing. Uh, I posted. Where's this chart? This is an interesting chart. This is like the very fact that investing is really an Anglo-Saxon thing. Like if you look at how many people are shareholders, it's all the top countries are all Anglo-Saxon. A little bit of Scandies in there. I mean, the Russians are just kind of imitating. And then after it leaves, the British Empire, then it comes. Actually, I think South Africa is also part of the British Empire. But then all the Asian countries like Hong Kong, Taiwan, Singapore are all very much. I'm actually surprised. This is shocking to me because I thought everybody in Singapore traded. These numbers are a little suspect. I'll be honest with you, because this seems bullshit. I'm almost certain there's 5 times as many people in Singapore who trade than in Brazil. But generally, wherever they pulled this from, it's kind of interesting. Visual capitalist. I thought it was kind of interesting. Oh, we got possible buy moves here. Am I late? Let's give it a shot. I'm kind of late on this trade. Sorry, guys. All right, I'm going to take a small position on this. Very small. Really, I should have been here. I'm wrong on this trade. So, and I got to pull my stop underneath here to make this grow. And we're going to pull my limit very, very tight because I don't know how much more. This is very much a chase trade. But again, the point is we're positive bid. It's a green dot. Demand demand is in vogue. Is it gonna give me a little more extension here to the move? Probably not. This is I always thought I restrained myself from doing the news trade, but I couldn't restrain myself from doing the chase trade. So this is my one sin for the day. I guess I get to have one sin for the day, right? This definitely a sinful trade. No reason I should have done this. I just we missed the trade, and I'm like, oh, we should take this trade. Dot sizes, by the way, can be changed. You can change the size of the dot. Everything I believe is although I just realized that maybe the actual size of the dot. No, I think the actual. I know why I didn't, because it was stressing the hell out of the compiler. Dot sizes stay the single size. You have to understand there's so much code in this strategy that it really uses a huge amount of resources. And if you start saying, "Oh, I want to change the dots one size to the other size," it really broke the compiler. So I just didn't want to bother with it. Aussies is dragging the gold down. See what it says. Could be. Could be. Aussie tends to have some impact on gold. Oh, they keep getting bigger as the trend gets stronger. That's also just a huge amount of coding, and you see them. It's just you see the size, you see how many of them there are, right? So there's a lot. All right, so I'm going to eat this trade completely unnecessarily, probably because I chased it to the upside. But we did break to the upside, right? So this is post 10 o'clock, post news, kind of adjusted. Did I want to take it higher on the European close? That's really our only play here, or is this just another flush out, fake out move? Very, very choppy trade today, as I said. Most it's just does not behave us. In fact, I think what's interesting is it's probably going to be after Mr. Softy and Amazon release that we'll get some directionality today. Generally, these kind of earnings release days tend to create very haphazard markets with, unless there's some other macro news hitting us, it's just twiddle your thumbs most of the time. Thank you. Yeah, it does. And that's what I was saying. I was operating, I really needed very, very little room to make money in gold today. And, you saw my, you see, I started yesterday, this was 5,700. This is almost 5,200. We'll see what it is by tomorrow. But, it obviously just, I didn't need much to operate both in gold and NASDAQ today, even in tight ranges. Sorry. Back to allergies. Yeah, you see the markets are just one step forward, two steps backwards, just complete bullshit trading. Not much really going on here. What's on the gold side? What's gold doing for us? See, I wasn't watching gold, but gold, we're negative trend. This was a supply button over here. We could have sold this, and that would have been a nice, clean, easy trade here. Now it's really clearly too late, so we don't have anything going on over here. So not much going on over here, either way. Oh, so let's see. Wow, the poll is crazy. Literally, half the room is patient, half the room is impatient. I'm shocked, guys. Honestly, I really am shocked by this result. I'm going to end the poll right now. So, okay, this tells me a lot. First of all the patient people, thank you for hanging out with me, because it's like watching ADD on crack when you see me trade. Secondly, there is a richness of functionality in BFF that's open to you, that's not open to me because of my personality traits. Like Sweetwater's, for example, probably very much the patient type, and he's able to exploit the indicator far, far more profitably than I can because of the way he orients his trades. So at very minimum, if you're sort of a patient person and you have not joined our room, I'm actually curious, how many have you guys? Tell me. I only want to know those of you who have not joined. So just say no, in the comments. It means you're not a member. Because I just put a link in there. It's all free. You can discover all of the strategy, all of the longer term stops and targets of BFF just by going into my day trading course and watching the videos and seeing how the whole thing operates. Because, like I said, I think there's a lot more fertile ways to exploit it than the way I do it, which is just very much 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Let's go kill it and let's go trade it. It's pretty much it. Mr. Softy ought to be up with. That's funny. Yeah, that's funny. Ought to be up with warm weather. There's actually all the Mr. Softy trucks are out in New York now. Like I saw one yesterday. Like I think mid-April is when they all start coming out on the streets. Yesterday was like the first decent day. We're 65 degrees today in New York. Good job on the gold short. But anyways, so I really thought all of you were kind of like the whole room was 70% degenerate traders. But it's really great that a lot of you guys are patient traders because, as I said, BFF really provides you with lots of really good multi long-term trades, including, by the way, the whole trend shift strategy, which I talk about in my course, which I don't even bother with, which is like a 1 or 2 day strategy that one or two times a day strategy that goes for that 100-point turns, 200-point turns in NASDAQ. That's really, really good. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. I'm just putzing around. I got, I have, we're still stuck in this NASDAQ trade, which is going nowhere, but, we're still maintaining trend, right? We're kind of maintaining trend in a very, very quiet fashion. This was, the trade should have been here, should have been take profit over here. I chased it, I'm paying for my sins, but I'm staying in the trade because, it hasn't hit my stop. So, it's fine. Everything slowed down to molasses. Karen says that she's learning patience. Okay, when you find it, Karen, tell me. Tell me. I'm gonna be a horrible. I'm gonna give you 2-to-1 odds that you're not gonna find patience. Yeah, you're either born with it or you don't. But if if you find it, tell me. Yeah, you know. All right, we're gonna eat this. Trade. Unfortunately, sucks for me, but I paid for my sins, so you don't have to pay for yours. What's interesting here, though, is 2 red dots, right? Like I said, kind of a counter trend signal. If we get a 3rd red dot, it might be worthwhile for us to take a shot at it. So, like right now, I have 2 red dots. As I said, I don't go to counter trend signals until I have a 3rd one. So let's see what happens. So this is a second, actually, with a minute to go. So we'd have to have a 3rd one to kind of to make it viable. What's gold doing? Gold doing nothing. $43 seconds left. Nothing going on here. That's pretty funny, Tom. I like that. That's my that should be my meditation. Conference board consumer expectations plunged to 14-year lows. Inflation expectations soar. Yeah, so sentiment really horrible, but action is not. That's the key thing. Jolts is also weak. I mean, and now data is starting to really kind of roll over. Now the market is. I really got to wonder if the market is going to start to buckle here. It feels like, where are we? So, and we're still holding. So it doesn't matter what I think. The price action is kind of holding. So no movements. Gold also super quiet. It looks like everybody just died. Like nobody wants to trade. Look how slow the price action has started to become. Just literally nothing going on here. Yes, the answer is yes. The answer is definitely skip trading. I don't have the luxury of skipping trading because we got to be live every day. So I try to do the best I could. I actually did all good trades today, except for that last one where I knew it was, like I told you, it was going to be a bad trade. And I allowed myself to chase it, but it's certainly not terminal. We'll get that back and run it more. But yeah, today is a day where you want to be very, very patient. I do think, we're quiet. And then maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like the market is going to start unleashing down. Like I think we're going to take out the 400, the 300, might even come down to 19,000 because the data is kind of shitty. Everybody's already feeling bad. And they're just looking for Trump to say, hey, all tariffs are off the board. Amazon is backtracking off its tariff news. I'm just looking at the news here. But it does look like it's trading heavy today, But so far, we don't have there's zero technical indication that they're selling, right? It's just chop. We don't even have any supply dots. Just one right now. Here's the second one. Yeah, trading will always trigger your worst impulses. Literally, I don't think I always say this that nothing, not sex, not food, not any of your other hobbies, will trigger the worst habits as trading will do. It just seems to really prey on this. So second red dot in a row, kind of turning negative now, breaking the 200 SMA, although the blue is still above the red, so not officially a negative trend. We could play this a little bit. I mean, we could sell this right now, and if it completes on the on a red dot, add a little bit to it. It's not a horrendously bad idea because it's clear that we're starting to see some supply coming into the market right now. So what time is it? 10 seconds, 9 seconds. If this stays red dot, I'll add a little bit to this. Stop is right above here. If it churns me out, it churns me out. That's just the nature of the beast. And sell again. This is the second component of this, and then we're going to add to this over here. See if we can try to resolve the trade to the downside. And the stop would be, where are my stops? I'll bring the stop over here, and we'll see if we can just see if this will play. So they sold it off a little bit. Let's see if the supply starts to build up a little bit. Time is it? I got about 2 minutes, then I got to go, guys. If this stays out, for 3 or 4 minutes, I'll let you know how it plays out. But again, not my full rules, not my best rules, but good enough that I thought, okay, it's worthwhile for us to take this trade in this very, very choppy conditions. Let's see if we get a little bit more supply on the books here. Yeah, but now they're backtracking from that, Sweetwater. So, because they don't want to offend the Trump administration. But yeah, I think Amazon is gonna. It's clearly a PR campaign to say, hey, this is having an impact on us, which it is. I'm seeing some small businesses really post some horrendous tariff costs on there. Oh, so this is kind of interesting here. Let me show this to you guys. So, where is this? Here, zero hedge. So he's saying, statement by Amazon, the team that runs our ultra low cost Amazon Whole Store has considered listing import charges on certain products. This was never a consideration for the main Amazon site, and nothing has been implemented. So they're backtracking all of this stuff. That's what it was doing. All right, guys, I got to run. This may take another 10 minutes to resolve, but basically, you see the trade in play here. I'll let you know how it goes tomorrow. Hopefully, we get some clarity out of Amazon, Microsoft tomorrow, get a little bit of better price action. But price action, one way or the other, doesn't matter. Techniques is what's really all about. I hope you guys saw some good techniques today, as well as all of my sins of omission and sins of commission, and got a good vibe on what BFF is. Those of you who are interested in BFF, go out here and get it from me over here. Here's the link that you can get it for. Okay, I'm gonna see if I could try to, run this. Should we just take? Fuck! I was gonna take the profits. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna stick with this trade. We'll see if it works or not. I'm gonna try to be patient. Oh no, here we go. I wanted to see like 40 on it. Come on, baby. Come on. 26, 33. Die. Hey, new. It's driving me nuts. Okay. I'm just gonna stay in this trade. I'll see you guys, everybody, tomorrow. Everybody enjoy. As always, here's the deal for you to take advantage of. And also, here's the Apex link for those of you who want to get huge discounts on Apex props. Everybody have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Oh, I forgot to put the deal. Okay, here's the deal. Oh, no, you guys see it. That's it. Bye-bye.